This is the Battle of Salem Church on Legendary difficulty. Uh, I am using the strategy that I kind of like, which is to advance from the south and take this clump of woods. I've jumped forward to the moment where the fighting starts. You really have to move fairly quickly, though, because there's an enemy force to the south that's going to come after you. So I launch right into the attack with my first units to get there. It works just fine. We're able to drive the enemy back, and everybody's able to get into the woods pretty much before the enemy shows up to the south, so I don't get flanked. If you fiddle around too much, and I've done that too, the enemy will come in on the rear of your army, and that can be unpleasant. So yeah, I launch in right away. I have a couple of infantry fighting his one infantry, and I'm trying to keep his skirmishers busy while the rest of my army comes up, and we're going to get everybody into the battle as fast as we can, push him through the woods, and then get everybody in cover. His army is pretty large, and I don't have what I would consider a reasonable chance to wipe him out. I have a reasonable chance to try to survive and get a victory. That's I have as many people firing as much as possible, and his army still looks really, really powerful. I'm facing, of course, all 3-star units, and you'll notice how many stars my units have, and that makes a huge difference. So, yeah, this is, as you know, not your core army. So, at the end of this, what I decided to do is I decided to put a lot of units after Chancellorsville get their second perk, and what I decided to do is go into the middle perk, which I think is marksmanship. And what that does is you fire 10%, you lose 10% in accuracy, but you fire 10% faster. And that's what I'm going to do with all of the infantry from now on. I also, at the end of this, go into another perk um, in logistics. So I think that takes me to 5, and I'm going to go to 6. So I'm going to have plenty of ammo for my infantry when you go that high. In the end campaign, I'll probably go to 10. But you, with that much ammo in my infantry, I'm going to have my best infantry has the perk that gives them greater accuracy, and they fire a little slower, and they're going to have the best weapons. But everybody in the middle is just going to fire faster. And I think that, well, I just want to test how that's going to work out. At the end of this, I show you the army. Actually, I went out a couple of times. At the end of the day, I went out and just looked at the army and started to daydream about what I'm going to do for Gettysburg and the army I'm going to build. I really like the army building part of Ultimate General Civil War. It's very, very cool. I think they should have stressed that a bit more, and I think they made a mistake by, at the end of the campaign, not giving you a chance to take a look at your units and give you like stats. You know, the the unit that had the highest kills and the greatest average number of kills, and give it some personality. What happens at the end of Richmond is the battle just ends, and it's it. You don't get like a final victory parade or something with your units. And kind of an after action report, not for the whole army, but for your individual units would be very nice. I also got a request to create an Irish brigade, and so I'm going to name one of my units the Irish Brigade going forward. So we'll have the Iron Brigade and the Irish Brigade. Thank you very much for that recommendation in the comments section. So anyway, hope you like the rest of the battle, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.